Hi everyone, welcome to the first in what is aimed to be a series about divorce and all things around that. And tonight we were meant to be going live. However, we've had some technical issues and we are not able to go live, but we wanted to still provide you with what we had promised. So we have pre-recorded this and are then going to post it for you at around 6:30. And it's my real pleasure to be here with Photis, who is a fellow divorce coach. And I'm really delighted that we're doing this together. So, do you want to tell people a little bit about yourself, Photis?
Yeah, thanks, Vanessa. Yeah, it's brilliant to be on here. Technical difficulties aside, we're not going to fall off a hurdle. We're determined to get this out there. So, like Vanessa, I'm an accredited master practitioner, divorce coach, qualified about 4 years ago now, right in the midst of COVID. Before that, or during that, actually, and until recently, I've worked in the city for 20 plus years, which is really dating me. But anyway, lots of time working in front office roles. Um, and that was part of the journey actually to becoming a coach, was seeing how prevalent divorce and separations were in that environment. And like myself, having gone through my divorce, 2016 to 2019, not knowing about coaching, not knowing that that sort of support was there. When I found it and did my training, I was like, wow, this would have been really helpful. So I've now gone full time since the beginning of the year. So that was my journey to this point, as it were. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, very similar in terms of this has not always been my career. And I trained as a nutritionist way back many years ago. And then I had 4 children. And then I trained post my own divorce. So similar to
Mm,
you, I am divorced. And I also was in an abusive relationship, which kind of spurred me on to look at ways that I could help other people and kind of get the message out there about healthy relationships, what they look like, how you have them, what you do if you don't
mm.
think you're in one, because we're not taught about that at school. And certainly for me, that would have been very helpful. So, retraining and becoming a master accredited coach and helping people to kind of recover, rebuild, get the clarity that they need. And, divorce is not just a legal process, it's a whole life change and it's very traumatic and really shakes everything up in your world. So I think it's really important, the work that we do.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, there's such a focus, isn't there, on the legal side of things, and I think that's sort of first and foremost in most people's mind, and that's what they kind of fixate on. Which actually, as we know, it's probably like relatively the easiest part most of the time. It's everything else that goes with that, the emotional, physical, mental sort of upheaval that goes along with it. The actual process, the divorce process itself, can be fairly straightforward compared to everything else. So leading on from that, actually, and a question that I know we both get asked quite a lot, and it's out there very often, is what is the difference between a divorce coach and, say, therapy? Do you want to answer that part?
Yeah, I mean, it is a really good question. And all types of therapy have their place and are very, very important for people in different situations in their lives. And what we do is very much about moving people forward. So we're not just listening to what our clients say, which is obviously vital. We are actually using that information to formulate strategies and tools that we can use with our clients to actually get them taking steps forward. So a lot of our clients, particularly in the divorce sort of area, are stuck. They either still think they love their partner, they don't know how to move through the divorce process, or at the end of their divorce, they really don't know who they are. And so it's
Mm,
our job to give them clarity, to kind of give them those practical strategies, as well as helping them to um, grow emotionally and recover from those high emotions that you have during separation and divorce, and really to kind of be ready for their next chapter.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I mean, the way I think about it is just having someone in your corner, someone that's got your back, that can hold your hand, as it were, metaphorically through all of that. You know, not just the legal side of things, but through the emotional side, and you know, how to talk to the kids, how to deal with this at work about it, how to talk to your employer, which I guess actually leads us on to why we're doing this and what we're going to be covering. I mean, the discussions that we had, we realised that the focus again is on the legal side of things, and yet there's so many things that aren't talked about that we see with our clients again and again. You know, whether it's who's going to help me get through this, you know, the support team, whether it be the practical side of things, but also in terms of who's going to support me in terms of friends, making me accountable about going to the gym, etc., etc. So it's those sort of subjects that we wanted to cover, and take it from there, rather than just focus just on the legalities of things.
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, people hear a lot about the process of divorce, and clearly that's important because ultimately that legal separation is what people need. And if you have children and also financial kind of situations together, then you need that legal support and you need a proper process to go through.
Mm.
And we work alongside legal professionals, financial professionals to help with that. But it is so much more than that. And you're absolutely right. Those things that we want to cover maybe are things that people aren't so aware of, or maybe they think about them but they don't know who to ask about them, and their solicitor is not the right person. um and so hopefully we can shine some light on those areas, and some of the more complex issues around divorce, like you mentioned, communicating with children, and give kind of real guidance on those areas through our conversations coming up.
Yeah, and having both gone through our own processes, and obviously having a number of clients, there's a lot of lived experience. There's a lot of sort of case studies, if you want to say that we can refer to, and use. But obviously, every divorce and separation is unique, but there are just certain areas that we see come up again and again. So it'd be good to
I th-
discuss that here, and also if people have questions, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's so true. And you're right to kind of mention our lived experience because we both have that, you know, unfortunately, although not be doing this without that. So, you know, sometimes those things that are the hardest to face in life can kind of shape things in the future that you're not expecting. But I think having that lived experience brings, I suppose, an empathy and an authenticity that perhaps we wouldn't have if we just had done our training and kind of had no
Yes.
experience of that. And I think that's really valuable to people because
Mm.
some of the nuance around what we're doing, and maybe if people have questions, which we really welcome, it can be really, really useful.
Yeah, perfect. Now, on that, on the life experience and who we are and how we got here, we thought we'd just do a few quick fire questions, just to sort of show lift the veil a little bit behind the coach and who people are talking to.
Yeah, now this is a risk because we haven't actually told each other what our questions are for the other
we
ones.
we
So
we haven't, have we? No. And is it
my
after?
heart has started to beat a little bit heavier
What time is this
actually because
going
I'm
out?
so
It's going
I'm
out. Yeah.
sweating.
Well, do
I
you want to set the
trust
pace
this is
then? Are
about
you going
trust.
first? This is about trust. Yeah. Well, there you go. It's saying a lot about both of us. So, do you want
Yeah,
to
it
start or
is.
shall I start?
Right. I you can start if you want. I'll trust you to start, Photis.
Okay,
Go
all right,
on.
okay. So, and you can either answer. It's a three-part question. You can answer all
Oh
three
my
parts, or one or
God.
two. No, it's fine. So,
Okay.
easy one. What was the last film that you watched, book that you read, and concert that you attended?
Oh my
Again,
God.
you don't have to
You
answer
see,
all of them.
right, okay. You picked things that I find watching films really difficult because I can't kind of sit still and
That's
focus
right.
for long enough. So you've
That's
learned
it.
something
It's all
about me now.
about
I mean,
get to know your coach. So that's fine.
I'm actually going to the cinema tomorrow to watch The Roses,
Okay,
which
very apt.
yeah, I'm actually going to see that. The last film I
Yeah.
watched was probably something like Paddington in Peru because with my
Yeah.
children. So I'm very cultured on films. Um,
Hey,
the
there's no wrong answers.
No, there's not. The last book I read, now I've just been on holiday and I read 4 books and I'm actually struggling to remember the names of them.
They
I'm
were
not
obviously
showing
very
off
good.
very well.
They're
They
really
were
good, yeah.
actually really, really good. But what I do is I'm very good at retaining information, but not information that I need to kind of I can
Yes,
think
yeah, yeah,
about and
yeah.
then it
There's
goes.
only about so much headspace, isn't there? So yeah, it's
So
fine.
I can't actually tell you what books I read because I can't remember the names of them. And the last question was what?
Concerts,
Oh,
concert or
concert.
uh,
Mm, Gosh, I can't actually no. I went to Aber Voyage last year with my
there you go.
daughters. It was a birthday present from my eldest daughter Ella, and as a surprise, and that was I really enjoyed that. It was yeah,
Yeah,
it was amazing.
seems to
I
be
love
really good. Yeah,
ABBA, and it was a
yeah,
really lovely little experience going with my 2 daughters. So
yeah. It's
there
a
you
real event,
go.
isn't it? From what I've heard. Yeah, yeah.
God, that's blooming. I hate that. I mean, that's a tough question for me.
That's all my questions. That was it.
Right, okay. Well, I this is simple, like 2 word choice.
Okay.
Cinema or Netflix at home for you.
Oh, depends on the film. Like Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer had to be at the cinema. So I would tend towards Netflix, but for I do like going to a big event at the cinema. So yeah, 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 both. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Easy one for you then. Uh, sun and beach or snow and mountains?
Sun and beach.
Sun and beach.
Quick. That was
Yeah.
quick. Um
No debate.
yeah, sun and beach, definitely. Right, this one. Um, what's one thing that you would tell your 18-year-old self about relationships if you could?
Oh.
It's a good one, isn't it?
That is a good one. That is a good one. Do you know, and not to get too coachy, but obviously now that we know, and looking back, no one really speaks to you, do they, about having like a green flags list? You know, everyone talks about red flags. I think that's more prevalent. But you know, at 18, well, certainly, I wasn't thinking, "Oh, it'd be great if this person had this, and these are non-negotiables they mustn't have." You just go head over heels, don't you? So I would, yeah, that's what I think I would say is perhaps spend as much time choosing who you're going to go out with as you do at that age, probably my hair gel or whatever it was I ate many decades ago. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Good question. Good
Hmm.
question. And if you weren't, you spoke about what you did before, like nutritionists, etc. What if you weren't doing coaching now? What do you think you'd be doing? Is there something?
Um, if I had my time again,
Mm,
and not because I don't, I've loved actually everything I've ever done job wise. But if I had my time again, there are 2 things. I would either love to be a professional makeup artist
okay,
or a stylist, fashion
right.
stylist. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
those are
Okay.
areas that I would actually, if I, yeah, could do it again.
There you go. Well, I think we both got away with that quite nicely. It's still a safe space for everyone.
Yeah, it is.
But
Yeah, it is.
hopefully that just showed people a little bit about ourselves as well, rather than be behind the facade, as it were. So that was great. Yeah, and I think we need to know what books you did read. So for the next one,
Oh
if we could have
God,
that
I feel
list,
I've really let myself down big time.
just shows you
Not good.
relaxed.
Yeah.
So we will sort out the technical difficulties. So, as you said at the beginning, we want this to be a weekly, live, as it were, whether it's live or pre-recorded, hopefully live, to cover various subjects that we kind of discuss at the beginning, um, and take it from there, right?
Yeah, we we want to kind of give you information and we welcome if you want to send us any questions in the meantime or comments, then please do. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Vanessa White Coaching, Vanessa White Coach. So please follow. What are your handles?
I'm on
Photis.
Instagram. I'm Instagram emotional underscore equity underscore, and on TikTok I'm Photis the coach. But we'll add that to our socials, especially with
Yeah.
mine, especially with
Um,
my name. Yeah.
yeah. So please follow us. Please ask any questions and about anything to do with separation, divorce, relationships. And we will try and help you. And we look forward to resolving the technical issues and hopefully going live this time next week, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. In the meantime, thank you, Photis,
Thank
and
you.
look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.